And 3.
Knowing a little of your story that you may or may not want to share, I feel a little already of why that's hard. And it's got nothing to do with the fact that it isn't true.
I can share whatever.
Okay, so here's the exercise. I'm going to enter to Das a little. And I'm going to think about what these words mean. Number one, you are a great father. You go very far to show your kids how much you love them, despite the situation. Now, if you know little Casriel, you've seen him online connecting to people. You see he's a very decent person, a very caring person, a very sensitive person. Do I have to take any great leap of faith to appreciate that he would be a great father? Not so much. I know a little or enough about his story to understand the voice within him that may be thinking, but I'm not a great father. And I know that if I'd read these lines to him with the conviction that he deserves, there's a part of him that may suddenly launch up and go, but I'm not. And I don't care if it feels that it isn't. I appreciate why it thinks that it may not be. But there's also good here to recognize. That even with maybe they're flaws and maybe they're not, maybe the situation was under your control, maybe it wasn't, there's godliness and goodliness in here to be acknowledged, which is true. But that fear wants to slap the goodness out of your das. It's like I'm giving a gift to your Karana Gasha, and as it comes to you, this fear, but maybe I'm not, goes, and you're left sitting there going, maybe I'm not a good father. And then somebody goes, Cassville, you're such a wonderful, I've seen you with the kids and you care so much. And that line is coming at you, it's coming at you. And your dad is like, I just want to be a good father. I want to know that I am because I feel that I am and it could be. And the fear goes, but I failed. And you're left there hungry, starving, alone, feeling maybe I'm failing. And the validation that you could get that could help you overcome that could be empowered by just recognizing the good. And here it comes, just recognize the good. That truth that you are a good father comes from Hashem. How dare you deny Hashem? How dare you be a heretic and say, it's not from me? Don't be a heretic. Receive the truth. And the way you begin to receive the truth is by acknowledging there's a part within you that is highly invested in not receiving the truth. That's called a midah, it's called a klippa. Would you prefer or not prefer to share a bit of the context?
I'm fine sharing. Well, my kids live in Toronto. I was married in Israel, and we had 3 kids in Israel. And my wife wanted a divorce, and she wanted to move back to Toronto. And I didn't want her to go, and I didn't want to lose my kids. And the rabbis, everyone was behind me to keep her here, because that's the law in Israel. But and I'm very close to my kids, and I love them very much, and I never imagined being separated from them. But I had a moment where I had just what I consider the vaguest moment where I decided that it's best for everyone if I let her go, because I wanted her to be happy, and I wanted my kids to have a happy mother. And even though it was terrible for me and to have my kids on the other side of the world, we let her go to Toronto and take the kids. And it's hard to feel like a good father when I'm across the world from them.
What kind of father lets the kids go to another country? What kind of father is not present in their children's life? What kind of father are you?
I'm missing a lot of their life.
Who cares about you? They have a father that's never with them, it's never there.
Right.
You're an amazing father. You are a great father. You're doing all that you can in a difficult situation.
Maybe there's more I can do.
You're a great father. You're a wonderful father in an incredibly hard situation. You're doing all that you can. How can you ever feel healthy until you could recognize the truth in that? How can you ever connect to Hashem with the shame of the truth that I'm a disastrous father that is not present in my children's life, that abandoned them because of a moment of dveikus, and now they're alone? I don't believe that, by the way, but I'm talking that out of you because I want to know what this greedy, selfish, egotistical thing that wants to snap the goodness out of your face, out of your heart. I dare you to listen to these words with hakara and hagasha. I dare you to put your attention on the guilt trip part of you that says, I could have done more. You know who else could have done more? Everybody in the world all the time. Avraham Avinu could have been holier. Moshe Rabbeinu could have been perfect. He could have come to Eretz Israel. He could have built the temple. But we don't begin reading the Torah about Moshe and going, Chaval, what a failure, what a loser. You call him a prophet. What you could have done is irrelevant to what you did, and both of them is irrelevant to who you are. Now, I'm going to read this, and I want you to watch in slow motion as this egotistical, I could have done more garbage comes and steal away the truth from you. Let me ask you a question to shift your attention. When you are with your children, what are you like?
Amazing Father.
In what way?
I give them my complete attention. They know how much I love them. I teach them a lot of good things. I give to them every minute I'm with them. I'm always thinking of new things to do with them.
Sounds to me like a really great father. Wish I had a father like that.
So do I.
So you're being that thing that you wish you had. That's extraordinary. How did you find that to be when you weren't zoicha to have it yourself?
I just wanted everything I didn't have. I wanted for them everything I didn't have myself.
But where did you get it from if it wasn't shown to you?
It was inside me. I got it from Hashem. It's inside of me.
Wow. Look what's inside of you. You are a great father. I don't want you to thank you. I don't want you to besimcha. I don't want you, it's not me. I want you to put your hand right here and keep the mic next to your mouth. I want you to feel it. You are sensitive. You are caring. You give them attention. You teach them the right, good things. And if you were to mess up for 5 seconds as a father, you would come back gently and sensitively and rebuild that and reconnect that because you care, because you're smart in the ways that matter, because you're doing good the best that you know how. And what's better than that? Watch the part of you that wants to slap that out of your desk. Can you see it? Where is it right now?
It's right around here. It's right here.
Okay, that's what we're keeping around there, right?
All right.
You are a great father. You go very far to show your kids how much you love them, despite the situation. How many people would be a great father in that situation? Would I, Daniel Katz, be a better father in such a difficult situation? I have my kids with me right now. Sometimes I wish they're far away so they don't have to see me mess up so many times. But I'm also a great father because I give them the best that I can. And when I can't, I say, I'm sorry. I'm a great father. Am I a perfect father? No. Ask Yishmael if he thinks Avraham Avinu was a perfect father. What's that thing doing in your chest right now?
Losing ground.
I want you to close your eyes and talk to it. Tell it the truth. This is Hakaras Hatav. It's time I recognized truth. It's time I acknowledged with a felt sense the goodness. You could even tell it, you know what? I did make big mistakes. Daniel Katz, I don't even know what they are. Just tell it. That's right. But despite what it's saying, you are also a great father. It's saying to you, did I do something wrong? But I did something wrong. You hear that? But look what you did. And say to it, but look what I'm doing.
I've made lots of mistakes in my life.
Right, you're the only one, you know.
I'm the only one. I used to believe that.
Right. And you know what? Indulge it. You know what? I have made lots of mistakes. And besides that, I'm a great father.
I've never given up on my kids. I've never given up thinking of them or caring about them or doing everything I can for them, wherever I am in the world, despite how hard it is. I never give up for them.
Sounds to me like a great father. Say this right now to this little clipper, this little monster. Besides the fact that I've made all those mistakes, I'm still a great father.
Despite the fact that I've made these mistakes, I'm still a great father.
Even though I made all those mistakes, I'm still a great father.
Even though I've made all those mistakes, I'm still a great father.
Feelings are real, but they're not reality. This minute right now, maybe you made those mistakes, maybe you didn't. I don't really care, but there's a gift coming, a gift of acknowledgement of good, and it does not have the right to slap it out of your hands. It's stealing the truth from you. Your clippers, your middas want to steal the truth from you, and the truth and goodness are bound together. You are a good father that is good and true. Truth, emes, and tav, goodness, are the same idea. The feeling may feel like you're a failure. You know what, Castrell? I don't know you enough to know if you are or you aren't. I have my theory about it. But if you want to play a game, say to the middah, even if what you're saying is true, I'm still a great father.
Even if what I think is true, I'm still a great father.
Even if what the middah
If what the middah is saying
is true. You've made so many mistakes. You've made so many failures.
I'm still a great father.
So what?
Despite it all.
So what? And the truth is, if you made a mistake, they're very small. And it's not the kind of mistake that a person makes when they're an idiot and they do stupid things to punish out of fear and anger and hate. It's a subtle little error, which probably wasn't an error, because I bet you were trying your darndest to do the right thing. Yes or no?
Yes.
Fine. So I promise you, knowing a little about you, that was your intent. and what came from that had to be. And even if the result was hard, that doesn't make it wrong, and it didn't make you a failure. But now it's trying to steal the goodness from you. What's the smile saying?
This, when you said the word failure, then it just came back up.
It came back up.
Yeah.
We're calling it forward. We're calling it out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the core of it, right?
Right.
That's very egotistical to think you can fail. What a Balgaiva you are. Not you. That. When you're sitting with your rabbis and your teachers, working very hard on yourself, everybody in this room, thousands of people on video, all saying this guy is sweet, he's caring, he's trying his best. They can see that kind of person you are. That's not failure. It was a difficult situation. And it sounds like you did the right thing, but the result was hard. Sometimes the result of doing the right thing is hard. But maybe I could have done something else. Maybe this is exactly what you need to do to confront your inner feeling of failure, which I promise you did not start at this event on this day, but goes further back, right or wrong.
Right.
Maybe there's some souls that were born into this world as children. How many children do you have?
3.
3. And maybe they need to realize, as part of their life mission, that even though a father can be on a different side of the world, it doesn't mean he doesn't love them, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't care. And that they can be far from someone they love, but still a relationship could be built. Maybe that was their tikkun. Maybe that is yours. Maybe that's success and not failure. And because you are such an exceptional father, you're the only soul who could pull this mission off. You're the only soul to be a father to the children that needed to learn that even though a father is not there, they are not abandoned. Maybe their soul had potential abandonment issues as their tikkun, and maybe it came into the world because they need to know someone could be far away, but that love is so real and beautiful, and it's not anyone's fault. And it's opportunity to learn to love their tati from afar, because sometimes we need to learn to love our tati even though he's not right there. And maybe that's the greatest gift that you're going to give them, is that mistake, which is exactly the perfect thing you needed to do. And maybe this guilt is just ego. And maybe you're right on target for the Father of the Year award. And it's because you're such an exceptional father that you're going to show them even from afar, you're right there. Do you get that?
Yes.
But do you get that?
Taidati.
I'm going to give you this one more time. You are a great father. You are a great, beautiful, wonderful father that we're all jealous that we didn't have. You go very far to show your kids how much you love them. Listen to the secret in the words. You have to go very far away so they will know that even from afar, you can still love them. You go very far to show your kids how much you love them despite the situation. Let's hit it in the words. Those children needed to learn that the father had to go very far away to show that despite the situation, there's always love. The answer is in the words.